You've been doing manifestation wrong your entire life. Your life is a story you've been writing from the very beginning. You're just not good at writing stories. That's why your manifestations won't happen. Adam Sandler's movie, The Bedtime Stories, has just put me on. They're putting it in the movies. Here's how to write a better story. This movie's about a guy who's down on his luck. He has to watch his niece and nephew for the week and decides instead of telling him a story from a boring old storybook, he's going to tell him a story from his imagination. But his life makes a whole 360 when the things that happen in the storybook actually happen in his life, like gumballs raining from the sky and his boss giving him a chance to run the entire company. It's a literal light bulb moment, and the very next story he tries to tell them is about a guy who goes outside and somebody gives him a Ferrari for free, and then he saves the most beautiful girl and she gives him $1 million and a kiss, and the kids are like, no, we demand a rewrite. The story, the hero needs to experience a journey that gives him morals. Who wants to watch a movie about a guy who gets a Ferrari for free? That's the problem with most of our manifestations. That is boring. Do the rewrite and the children get more involved, adding elements like the man saving the beautiful lady from getting harassed by some men, and then when he's just about to get a kiss, he gets kicked by a midget. You have to be more childlike, because random things that will happen that will block you from what you think you want in the story, and you have to be able to look at it like, haha, it's just a funny element in my story. And no, he never got the Ferrari, but everything that the kids added into the story actually happened. You gotta stay pure and childlike. So in the next story, he tries to get them to tell him a story about him possibly getting a date with the beautiful lady that he just saved, who also happens to be the heiress of the company he works for. He's thinking that she's gonna be his fair lady, and then the kids are like, nah. And then they add elements like him saving a fat guy and it raining randomly. And so the next day he calls and he's like, hey, you want to go on a date? And she's on the way to Vegas, so it's not happening. But he runs into the second lady, the nice, calm lady. He's like, oh, you're going to be the fair lady. And then it rains, then he actually saves the fat guy. This part is him realizing that you have no control over this story. You have to cede control and play your role in the story and accept it as it is. By the end of the movie, it comes to a big bang moment where he has to use all the skills he learned from each story. Being a hero, childlike imagination, relaxing and let the story happen. And it comes to a moment where he has to decide the fate of everybody and jump in and use his imagination to do something to make